Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back with episode number 3 of Historians Not Collectors. And for those of you out there who have already checked out the first 2 episodes, I want to thank you so much for checking out the program. Once again, please, if you have any suggestions or comments or ideas or how I can make this even better, please hit me up at the end of the video. You're going to see some hashtags to my Instagram account and also my Twitter account. I want to hear all of your suggestions, and please do not hesitate to write me. Let me know what you're thinking. I want to make this thing the coolest thing possible. So, okay, here we go. The other day I was pulling out some items that I want to show you in this episode, and I didn't realize that I had so many of these items, and I decided that this episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to split up episode 3 into 3 different parts. So there's going to be a part 1, part 2, and part 3, because there's so much to go through and so many things I want to show you. I can't do it all in one sitting. It's just going to be uninteresting, and it's going to drag, and I don't want to lose your attention. So please bear with me. It's just me doing this, and it's going to take a little bit of work, but I think I got it. So here we go, episode 3, Historians Not Collectors, coming at you right now. Okay, we are back, so let's go ahead and get started. This first item is a UK 12-inch of I Want to Be Your Lover. And I remember picking this up from a local record store when I lived in Maryland a few years back. And I came across this, and it was not expensive. And I was like, hey, I need that, because I know that European issues of 12-inch mixes are kind of rare, and sometimes they could be a little bit expensive. But that one had a pretty good price tag, so I was glad to snag that one. One of my faves, I just love that photo. The Let's Work 12-inch with Prince and the band just hiding out in the alley, just in the corner, and they're just standing there looking like the Warriors. Y'all remember that film, The Warriors, and Prince just looking badass, like, hey, just come in here and you're gonna get more than you bargained for. And I love the fact that the font is in this really kind of like electric fuchsia color, and then the photo of Prince and the band is in black and white. I love that. I just love that mix. And I believe the B-side is, oops, Gotta Stop Messing About, and all black cover with those fuchsia letters popping off right there. That looks really cool. So that's one of my favorites. Here is a promo copy for Controversy. I got this also from a record store when I was living in Maryland, and the guy saw me so often, and he knew that I was always on the hunt for print stuff, and one day it came in, he said, hey, I got something for you, but he wouldn't tell me what it was until I pulled it out, and I was like, I think I'll take it. He's like, yeah, I kind of thought you would. So yeah, I really haven't seen that often, so I was very happy to get that one in the archives. You see that it has a promotional copy not for sale. So. And yet another Controversy 12-inch. I believe this is the one that was probably released in the United States when the album finally dropped. And you see that the cover is the cover of the album. Him in that trench coat with that studded shoulder pad and the Rude Boy pen. Iconic. Just an iconic look. I found this puppy. It's got a little wear and tear, but it also kind of adds a little bit of character to it. I found that at a flea market while visiting some friends of mine in Brussels quite a while back. And there was a flea market in this old fire station that they just kind of made into like this bar, cafe sort of thing. And they had a flea market, and it had some really, really cool stuff for sale. And they had a bunch of crates of records, and I just started, doing some digging, and I came across that. I believe that is a French or a Belgian release of the extended version of Let's Work, and with the B-side of Money Talk to Russia. And that is not a photo that you see often of him. And once I said again, those European releases can get a little pricey if you come across them in the States, but I was very happy to come across that. And I believe this is a French or Belgian release for 1999. And another photo that you don't get the chance to see of Prince that often, with the leopard spotted jacket, the scarf, him wearing blue jeans. And it's kind of cool because it wasn't an outfit for a stage performance. It was just probably his own clothes that he just bought somewhere that he had. I doubt very seriously that he had it made. It was just his own clothes. But just the mix of that, jeans, the leopard spotted jacket, and the scarf, just looking like a rock star. Just very cool. Here is a promotional copy for Little Red Corvette. I believe I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and just did a little hunt for some local record stores, and they had a stack of promos sitting on the counter, and I just happened to walk in and, hey, you got any Prince? Hey, it's your lucky day. Yes, we do. And came across that. No detail on the cover, just the writing from the album. And what's on it. Of course, we know that term: produced, arranged, composed, and performed by Prince. But yeah, glad to have that one. And I believe this is a German release of the Little Red Corvette extended remix, the long version. I'm sure many of you have already heard it, but I've always loved that photo. To me, he's taken thousands and thousands of photos throughout his career, but him in that trench coat, that glitter with that look, hair to one side, I know many of you probably have or remember the full poster of him when it's day in one window and night, coming through the other. Yeah, so that's a great mix too. But I just always loved that photo. I believe this is a UK release of 1999, and I think I might have scooped that up at a record show. Actually, I think I picked that up at a record show in the States. I think it was out in Maryland, as a matter of fact. They used to have a great show in Arbutus, Maryland. I hope I'm saying that right. The first Sunday of every month, and I used to go there and a lot of Prince stuff would pop up, so I kind of made it, I used to look forward to those every month, but before I left there and came overseas. And this is, of course, the cover of the 1999 album that he used for the single. And on the back, I believe, yep, just him, just doing his, just doing his thing. Just, another iconic photo, and the photographer who took that photo, legend in the business. I actually had a chance to meet him personally during one year at Celebration at Paisley Park, and there's a story behind that I'll share with you some other time, but I definitely want to get through this. But yeah, just another iconic photo. And he's taken so many iconic photos. Here is the 12-inch for Let's Pretend We're Married, from the 1999 era. And I know as I go through these 12 inches, this first stack, it's going to seem like there's a little bit of a pattern to where I'm going through I'm showing you all the 12 inches kind of like in a consecutive order as far as like era, from the early albums to 1999, the Purple Rain. I promise you, I was not doing that on purpose. That's just how I pulled them out, and I put them in some kind of order, but not that order. They just happened to be in that order. I did not do that on purpose. So it's not a gimmick. It's not a ploy. It just happened to just work out that way. So please believe me. And of course, the B-side with Irresistible Bitch, one of my favorite B-sides, of Prince's career. It's just a really funky tune. And I loved hearing an earlier version of it on the re-released, remastered 1999 box set that just came out not that long ago. And here is a promotional copy of Let's Pretend We're Married, and also has DMSR and also Automatic from the 1999 album. I remember buying this at a record show here in Germany back in the days when it was released. 1999, the new master that he remixed and totally reimagined, 1999. And I believe that Larry Graham and Rosario Dawson and Rosie Gaines and Dougie Fresh were on some of the remixes. And this was very cool because, let me see if I can pull this out real quick, because it was released on, you know, a purple vinyl. How do I get to the light? You can see it. And honestly, I don't think I've ever played this. I just got it and sealed it and kept it. And it's going right back in plastic when this is done. We have next a promotional copy of When Doves Cry. That was in the stack of 12 inches that I found at a record store in Phoenix, Arizona. And that was in there. Until that moment, I had never seen a promo copy of When Doves Cry. And this is the one we all know and love. The 12-inch, the US 12-inch for When Doves Cry with the B-side of 17 Days. It's got the iconic pattern for the flowers that we know from the Purple Rain album, the Purple Rain era. Here is, I'm not sure if this is a German release or an American release. I believe this is a UK release of Let's Go Crazy. And I have a few of those, but the reason why I wanted it is because it still has the hype sticker on the cover. Erotic City contains sexually explicit lyrics that could be offensive. Really? You know what? That's okay. We're going to play it anyway, and we're going to love it. So thank you for the warning. We'll take it from here. But just an iconic shot from the film. And also on the B side, Erotic City. And that photo, just a great photo from that era, you know, with the flowers on the floor. You see the hat from the When Doves Cry video. And him in the lace, in the white ruffled shirt, you know, pants to match, and just that, you know, that red background. Just a really cool photo from that era. And here is a promotional copy of Let's Go Crazy. Nothing too fancy, just a white cover. And once again, it was in that stack of promos from Phoenix. Okay, here you may think that you're going to see double. I believe this is a American release. I could be wrong, or it could be a French release of the single Purple Rain. And that one's interesting because it has a poster that's included in this 12-inch. And when I got it, the poster was still inside, still intact. And no, I did not frame it. I probably won't. I'm going to leave it in, you know, just leave it in the sleeve. But I'll probably, you know, put some plastic around it to make sure that it doesn't get brittle or turn yellow or starts to fall apart, you know, because, you know, it's been around for a few years, but it's in great condition. And I'll, maybe in another episode, I'll show you that poster. Or I may, you know, surprise you and, you know, show you in here. But yeah, the poster's still inside. And the B-side is the B-side of God. It's the vocal. Has the rain coming around in the background. And you're seeing double, but it's a little bit different. Bear with me. Here is the UK release of the Purple Rain single. And this time, the B-side has the extended God instrumental. You know, the love theme from Purple Rain. Very dreamy, very, very just a beautiful piece. And I know that he released that on the, when he remastered the Purple Rain album. I believe the entire version of the God instrumental is on that too. But yeah, one of my many record show jaunts over here in Europe, and I came across that bad boy. Once again, here is a 12-inch for Another Lonely Christmas. A little wear and tear on the shrink wrap, but I was so excited. Number one, it still has the hype sticker attached to it, and number two, it has, you remember back in the day they used to do those picture labels on 12 inches. So you can see once again that iconic photo of him in the white ruffled shirt and the pants. And on the B side, it's just a shot from the film. And sorry, the plastic is a little wear and tear, but it builds character. It shows a little bit of character. It's got some wear and tear. And just a shot of from the film. And the B side is I Will Die For You. Don't see that one too often. Here is a promo of America I picked it up while in Maryland at the record show I was telling you about earlier. And I don't think there is a B-side. It's just two versions of the same song, promo copy. And while I found that one, I found the promo copy to Raspberry Beret. Love that it has like the raspberry, just raspberry color all over the cover, no photos and no artwork, just a promotional copy, but still great to have. I believe this is the UK 12-inch to the extended remix of Paisley Park. It's a very, very cool song if you haven't heard the extended version. And I believe there's a rare cover floating around out in the Prince universe where the Paisley Park icon, or maybe the Princeton Revolution icon, or both of them, they're in white. So from what I understand, and I haven't actually physically seen it, but I've seen photos of it, that it's pretty rare. So hopefully you truly can get his hands on that one and add it to the archives. And the B-side on this is, it has the original version of Paisley Park, He's Always in My Head, and it has the extended version of the remixed version of Paisley Park, and I believe this is a UK release. And we all know this one, the 12-inch to Raspberry Beret with the B-side of She's Always in My Head. I promise you I did not put these in order like this. And here is the 12-inch to America with the B-side of Girl. Kind of a trippy, kind of a real dreamy sort of B-side. One of my favorites. And I scooped this one up, not because, I wanted it, number one, but number two, it still had the original hype sticker still attached to it. And you can see it goes way back. Remember back in the days when they cost $4.99? This is the 12-inch extended remix to Pop Life, remixed by Sheila E. And like I said before, it still has the original hype sticker still on it with the B-side of Hello. And y'all remember that was his response to the whole We Are the World debacle. He always said what he had to say in music. I believe this is a UK release of Girls and Boys. I'm not quite sure. I think it's the UK version. Just a pretty cool shot of him from the parade era. A little bit of artwork on the back, but not much. No era like the parade era. And right here, that canary yellow suit. This is the 12-inch for the extended version. The UK, I believe the UK 12-inch extended version of Another Lover Holding Your Head. But him in that yellow suit. And you guys, I'm sure many of you have seen the birthday show in Detroit at Cobo Hall when he actually wore this yellow suit. And I believe the B-side is just I Want to Be Your Lover, but just a cool parade era shot. A little wear and tear on the cover, but that's okay. This is the 12-inch version to Kiss. I remember when the day that I came out back in '86, I was 15 years old, and I think I played it, and then hearing Love or Money, just a very interesting, very cool, funky B-side that single. And just with the parade era and the use of black and white and the different themes and motifs, the French motifs that he used throughout that whole era and on the album. Like I said, there's no era like the parade era. Absolutely none, in my opinion. And here we have a promotional copy of Kiss that was probably given to some DJs before to get some radio play, some airplay before the album dropped. Thank you again, Found That in Phoenix. Thanks, Phoenix. And I believe this is the American version of Another Lover Hold Your Head. And I like that cover too. Just that vintage kind of old film noir, 1940s, look and theme that he had during that era, and also for Under the Cherry Moon. Love that shot. I don't believe there was a photo on the... there we go. We got my man Brown Mark on the back. The B-side of Girls and Boys. Just some great photos from that era. A promotional copy of Mountains. Guess where I found it? Phoenix. How did you guess? You were absolutely right. Tell us what we got from him, Johnny. Found that in the stack of promos when I was in Phoenix. I got really, really lucky that day, I'm telling you. And of course, the US release. Just that iconic photo of him in the bolero hat from the Mountains video. Love that with the red and the black and white. Just a cool shot. Just a cool outfit, cool motif, cool shot. I believe the B-side was with Alexa de Paris. Some people say Alexa de Paris, I say Alexa de Paris. Just a dreamy, beautiful, just gem of a song. This instrumental is just absolutely, I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite songs, period, but definitely from that era. And last but not least, we're going to wrap up part 1 of episode 3 of Historians Not Collectors, getting into a whole new era, as you can see. The If I Was Your Girlfriend single, and once again, just his whole marketing sense was just unbelievable, and he just always wanted to give you just something special and something cool and beautiful to look at. And I always love that double exposure of him facing the camera and then looking off to the right. And then the B-side with Shockadelica. Another just funky B-side. And that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Historians Not Collectors. That was part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You may have already guessed what it is, but that's okay. Wait until you see what I got in store for you. Please come back. Stay safe. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Help one another. Love one another. And peace and be wild.